My thought for today is that when you're going through the process of healing from something, it's okay for some days to feel better than others. And I think that continuing to be affected by something that hurt you in the past, even if it's been like a really long time since it happened, isn't a sign of weakness at all. It's actually something that's super normal. And I don't think it has to negate the progress that you've made so far to get to a better place with it. I think it can be frustrating when it feels like maybe you should be over something by now, but healing doesn't follow any sort of timeline, and sometimes just reminding yourself of that can take a little bit of the pressure off. So I think just give yourself a little bit of grace that you're just doing the best you can. I feel like I always used to think about healing as like a straight line where one end is like whatever hurt you and the other end is like where you're fully healed, and each day is just like a little bit better and better and better than the next until you're finally at that place where you're healed. And I wish that it worked like that. It would be so much easier if progress was always visible and predictable, if you could measure it and know exactly where you stand at any given moment. But healing isn't linear at all. And some days you're going to feel really great. Some days you're going to feel really terrible. Some days you might feel really numb. Sometimes you might feel all those things within the span of one single day. But what I've come to realize is that all of that is okay, and it doesn't mean you aren't healing when you experience days where you feel hurt or triggered again, but it can give you some information about where you maybe are healed and where maybe you have some unprocessed feelings and more work to do. And in a strange way, I think sometimes those harder days can actually be part of the process of taking a really big step forward, even if they don't really feel like it in the moment because of the information that they're giving to you. I was thinking about this because it's something I was grappling with last night. Actually, a few months ago, I quit like this really awful job situation. Like so awful, it prompted me to have like a full career switch entirely. And it was something that genuinely affected like how I saw myself and what I saw for my future for a while. And last night, a coworker of mine from that old job reached out to me via text wanting to catch up and like hang out sometime this week. And I have nothing against this person who reached out at all, like no issues with her. She's really sweet, and she was a friend at work who was really the best part of my week when I was working there. But I hadn't heard from anyone from that job since quitting, and since like 6:30 last night whenever I got that text, I've just been really struggling and really reminded of all the feelings I was feeling when I had that job. You know, I was really angry all over again about the situation the job put me in and just the way that I was treated there. And I was getting angry with myself too, that it was bothering me so much, because I was literally just saying to someone the other day that I've just been feeling so good lately about the situation, and I feel like I have been getting a lot better. And having this like roadblock of feeling so angry out of nowhere just felt like life being like, oh no, you're not getting better at all. And it almost made me feel like all those old emotions were just like sitting right back under the surface, waiting for just something small to bring them right back up. And my first instinct when I was struggling again was just to throw all of that progress that I've been making away. But after reflecting on it more, I realized that I was just overreacting, and I am healing. I just got like triggered by something, and there's more to be worked through there than maybe I've been recognizing. But having those feelings of anger and resentment come up doesn't negate all the good things that have been happening for me lately, and it doesn't erase the growth or the distance I've already created from that situation. But I think my point is that healing can be really messy, and I want to normalize that. You don't have to have it all figured out, and you don't have to feel better all the time to be making progress. It can look inconsistent, and it can still be meaningful progress. But avoiding pain isn't healing either, though. I definitely have a tendency to like bottle up my feelings and just like not go there and think like, oh, I'm so fine. But like avoiding thinking about it isn't getting you anywhere either. Sometimes giving yourself space to actually just like really deeply feel what's coming up, even when it is uncomfortable, is part of what allows things to like shift for the better for you over time. Life is full of things that hurt us, and pain isn't going to be something that we can ever like fully eliminate from our lives. I think the goal shouldn't be to never let it bother you again, but to give yourself the mental tools to get through it better little by little each time it comes up for you. And maybe over time, those tools will make the hard moments feel just a little bit less overwhelming and a little bit more manageable, even if the feelings never really completely disappear for you. So whatever it is you're going through, I'm just sending you a lot of love right now. And I just want you to know that it's okay if things are still affecting you, whether it's like a breakup or maybe you've lost somebody really important to you, whatever it is that is still coming up for you. I feel for you, and I'm thinking about you, and I hope that this gives you some reassurance that you're doing the best you can and things will get better. just maybe not at the pace that you originally anticipated.